Have you ever asked yourself this question? Am I truly a valuable and impressive person in the eyes of others? Who am I really? How do I see myself, and how do others see me? The truth is that most of us have become accustomed to seeing ourselves as far less attractive than we are. Additionally, when we don't understand how others perceive us, we tend to underestimate our own worth. But what if you are much more impressive than you think? Small signs might be whispering this truth to you every day. You just need to notice them. Understanding oneself may be one of the greatest struggles. Every morning when we look in the mirror, does the face we see tell us the truth? Or are we captive to an illusion we've created for ourselves? The human mind is powerful against the outside world but can be blind to itself. Within each of us lies a power. Recognizing and embracing it allows us to discover the true value of life. This power is a reflection of both physical and spiritual beauty. We just need to notice it. Now there are some signs of how others see you that could show you're much more than you appear to be. But these signs are not just outward. They also initiate an inner discovery. The journey of self-discovery is nourished by the clues it offers, each one a window that opens not to the outside world, but to oneself. In this video, we will share 9 signs that show you are much more attractive than you think. When you discover these signs, you will realize how strong and valuable you are not only in the eyes of others, but also in your own eyes. If you're ready, let's get started. 1. People smile at you. When someone smiles at you, it's not just a gesture of kindness, it's an echo from the depths of the soul. Smiling is a sign that reflects a person's inner harmony outwardly. A Stoic does not ignore this small sign. Rather, they see it as a window. When the person in front of you smiles, it indicates that they are interacting with your presence, sensing your peace and inner calm. The smile provides a clue about the soul's current state. When people smile at you, it is not merely a pleasant gesture. In their eyes, you see admiration, acceptance, and an internal value associated with you. This aesthetic value comes not from external appearance, but from a light that emanates from the depths of the soul. For a Stoic, this is what true beauty means: being in harmony with one's nature. You notice that at a social event, someone you've never met smiles at you sincerely. It may have something to do with a sense of peace or warmth they saw in your eyes at that moment. Even if you see yourself as an ordinary person at that moment, the other person has drawn strength from your presence. Maybe, on a difficult day for them, you are the most beautiful thing they've encountered. Smiles are invisible bridges that touch the most hidden corners of the soul. These moments hold the deepest meanings of being human. That's why smiles should not be perceived merely as compliments. They are instead echoes of the soul. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus explains this as, "Beauty is the order and harmony of the soul. True value is found not outside, but inside." When you notice that people are smiling at you, you'll see that it carries a meaning far beyond superficial admiration. It reflects your inner serenity. Every smile is a reflection of your soul, and this reflection is a silent echo of the admiration the outer world has for you. A smile can sometimes have a simple but profound effect, like a drop of water cooling the desert. Stoic wisdom reminds us that beauty can be temporary, but harmony from the depths of the soul defies time. 2. Strangers notice you. The eyes watching you in a room perceive not only physical attraction on the surface. People, even if unconsciously, sense the energy that souls emit. What they feel about you is something much more than mere appearance. It is a spiritual presence that disrupts or completes their internal balance. The Stoic concept of pneuma, or the cosmic breath that permeates everything, offers insight into this phenomenon. Unknowingly, people sense your pneuma, the spiritual energy that disrupts or completes their inner balance. For a Stoic, these moments are when others witness your internal harmony. Perhaps the person before you has realized their own shortcomings in your presence or discovered a balance in your stance. These gazes are moments when souls engage in a silent dialogue. Imagine yourself in a crowded subway station on a Monday morning. Everyone has gloomy faces, stressed and anxious about whether they will find space on the train. Amid this chaos, you notice someone consistently looking at you. At first, you may attribute this to physical attraction, but consider the Stoic perspective. Perhaps your aura of peace in this hectic environment has drawn them in. Your calm demeanor amidst the rush embodies the Stoic principle of maintaining composure in all circumstances. The person in front of you may have noticed your inner peace and sought a moment of tranquility amidst their chaotic life. These gazes are expressions of the soul's longing for peace. When people repeatedly look at you, it indicates the deep inspiration they draw from your presence. Each gaze is an impression you leave on someone's soul, perhaps one of those rare moments where a person finds the peace they've been searching for. These gazes do not reflect mere external admiration, but are signs of spiritual depth. In Stoic wisdom, people recognize each other not just with their eyes, but with their inner senses. This is not surface-level attraction. It is an effort of one soul to recognize another. As Marcus Aurelius said, "Our souls are bound by invisible strings." When people look at you, they don't just see your face. They feel the deep connection established between you. This bond is like a star noticed in the dark sky, a reflection of your natural charm. 3. Your conversations attract attention. When you notice that even strangers are eager to talk to you, it's not just about physical attractiveness. People are drawn not just by appearance, but by the resonance of your soul. Your inner peace acts as a magnet, gently pulling others toward you like moths to a flame. This attraction goes beyond appearance. It is a reflection of your outlook on life and the inner light you emit. Every word you speak seems to bring people closer, as if they are basking in the warmth of your presence. Though it may seem like an ordinary conversation, it is, in fact, an act of forming a deep bond where souls touch each other. Think of standing in line at the market or being at a social event when someone beside you suddenly starts talking. At that moment, you may not realize it, but this person is not merely engaging in casual conversation. They are seeking peace and trust in the connection established with you. As they find it, they feel the need to get closer because souls quickly recognize another soul that touches their inner peace. This attraction extends far beyond words. It is a silent vibration, an invisible but palpable energy. What gives meaning to these conversations is that they resonate not just through language, but also with the frequency of the soul. When people talk to you, it's like sitting by a river and watching the calm flow of the water, peaceful and soothing. 4. People feel uneasy around you. Subtle tremors in a person's voice, restless hands, or diverted glances are signs of uneasiness that often appear when certain individuals interact with you. This phenomenon says a lot about the profound impact your presence has on others rather than being a flaw in your character. Your presence acts as a catalyst, stirring something deep inside those around you. Ralph Waldo Emerson once said, "To be yourself in a world that is constantly trying to make you something else is the greatest accomplishment." Your authenticity and confidence radiate outward, and without you realizing it, hold a mirror up to those around you. This reflection can be unsettling for some, as it exposes the gaps between their current selves and their aspirations. If during a conversation, a friend's hands seem to fumble or their voice trembles, or they struggle to maintain the natural flow of the dialogue, it is worth noting. It reflects the pressure you evoke in them. However, this pressure doesn't stem from looking down on you. Rather, it arises from the admiration they feel. In your presence, they become more aware of their inadequacies. They may feel the need to be perfect when around you because your confidence and tranquility bring out their inner turmoil. This uneasiness you evoke is like a pebble falling into a still pond, creating ripples that disturb the surface and bring hidden depths to light, encouraging introspection. Your presence, like that pebble, disrupts the calm waters of complacency and, even if initially appearing as tension, promotes growth in others. The tension people feel in your presence indicates that they recognize your strength. It's like walking around a volcano. They sense a quiet power but don't know when it might erupt. This uncertainty forces them to confront the things missing or uncontrolled in their lives. As the Stoic philosopher Seneca said, "Another's light is recognized when one walks in darkness." 5. The people around you strive to help you. Greek philosopher Aristotle once asked, "What is a friend?" and answered, "A single soul dwelling in two bodies." This saying is not just about connection, but about bonding with someone who shares the same spirit. If people around you are making an effort to help you, it shows that they not only respond to your needs but also desire to form a connection with you. Helping may often seem like a duty, but in reality, it is about being drawn to your light. They sense something in your energy, a sincerity, a trust, and a sense of value. Extending a helping hand goes beyond providing physical support. It is an outward expression of the deep impact your presence has on them. People feel this influence and wish to compliment you. It is a sign of their inner admiration and respect for you. Think about it. In the simplest scenario, such as a workplace, a colleague might put in extra effort to make your job easier. Perhaps they are not just lightening your load, but are also trying to build a connection with you and find a place in your world. When people see peace and wholeness in you, they want to share in that wholeness by trying to help. A helping hand is actually a form of invisible bond building, not merely an obligation, but an expression of the desire to connect. This help is not an act of charity. It is an investment. Those who help you are, in a sense, investing in the bond they feel with you. They are not just doing you a favor. They are seizing an opportunity to be part of your journey, to enjoy the sparkle of your inner light. This behavior is an inter-soul connection. From a Stoic perspective, people might be trying to fill their own internal voids by helping you. As Marcus Aurelius said, when one helps another, souls complete their own missing parts. Helping is not merely a good deed, it is often an attempt by two souls to reach each other. Just as a flower turns toward the sun, people are drawn toward your warmth, peace, and strength. Their assistance is an expression of mutual enlightenment, a hidden harmony between souls. 6. People do not feel the need to compliment you. There is an interesting paradox in human interactions. The lack of compliments about your appearance may actually be the deepest compliment. This seemingly contradictory phenomenon says a lot about how others perceive you. John O'Donohue once wrote, "Beauty is the illumination of your soul. When this illumination truly shines, it reveals itself without the need for verbal acknowledgement. It's like standing before a masterpiece in a grand museum. The magnificence is obvious and praise seems almost unnecessary. If you receive few compliments on your appearance, it may seem strange at first, but upon deeper reflection, it indicates that people already recognize your beauty. Compliments are usually given for things that go unnoticed or need extra attention. But if your allure is so natural and evident, people don't feel the need to mention it. They assume you are already aware of your beauty and focus on other things. This shows that your appearance has left a deeper impression on them. The light of your soul and the depth of your presence are the true values people use to describe you. Imagine a scenario. You are at a lively social gathering, and you notice that people's eyes are on you, their expressions a mix of awe and admiration. Yet, as the evening progresses, the need to verbally acknowledge your beauty fades. It becomes an unspoken truth that permeates the atmosphere. From a Stoic perspective, true beauty is more than physical appearance. It is a balance and harmony. As Seneca said, beauty speaks beyond language. When people speak with you or think of you, they see a depth that surpasses your appearance. This depth is an existing reality that needs no compliment to elevate it. Just as the sunrise is watched with admiration every day without anyone constantly praising it, your presence creates a quiet admiration around you. 7. Eyebrows are raised, showing surprise. One of the subtlest facial expressions, raised eyebrows, stands out as a powerful indicator of your impact. Often accompanied by a flicker of surprise or curiosity, this involuntary facial movement speaks volumes about the impression you leave on others. Even Seneca had a saying on this subject. The face is a picture of the mind, and the eyes are its interpreter. In this context, raised eyebrows turn into a canvas, painting a vivid portrait of the internal reaction provoked by your presence. Perhaps you've only interpreted this expression as a sign of surprise, but beneath it lies a deeper meaning. The raising of eyebrows indicates that the person in front of you has seen something unexpected, admired something, or discovered an inner strength. Such a moment is not just a reaction to external beauty, it is the external expression of the powerful inner echo that your presence evokes. When people see something that touches their soul, they react with such expressions. Maybe at that moment your calmness, your peace with yourself, or your confidence reminded them of a missing piece in their own lives. For example, during a conversation, you might notice the person in front of you momentarily pausing and raising their eyebrows. That person may have sensed a hidden depth in even your most ordinary statements. This response indicates not only the effect of your words, but also the impact of your presence on them. The surprise that comes with an unexpected discovery reveals who you are and the influence you have. When eyebrows are raised, people don't just see you. They also begin to see their own potential through you. It is a sign of inner awakening. The Stoics would say that such moments expand one's awareness. As Marcus Aurelius said, each person contains a universe, and sometimes a single glance reveals that universe. The raising of eyebrows is the moment when the door to that universe opens, and they admire the depth they find in your soul. Like the sky clearing after a storm, this sudden surprise reflects your inner strength. 8. People take a second look at you. When someone gives you a second look, it is not merely physical attention, but a sign of deep awareness. The first look usually remains on the surface, but the second look is taken with the desire to go beyond the scene, to discover the inner beauty of the soul. It transcends superficial charm. When people take a second look, what they notice is not visible to the eye. They want to sense your inner light, the energy that surrounds your being. It is more than just a glance. It is a moment of discovery, times when your presence inspires others and they repeatedly seek to understand you more deeply with their eyes. Imagine walking down a busy street, and someone passing by turns to look at you again. At that moment, that person has not just experienced a brief encounter with you. Instead, they have resonated internally with you. Perhaps your calmness, your stance, or merely your presence created a vibration in their soul. This second look is the outward expression of a silent inquiry trying to understand who you really are. The first glance may be out of curiosity, but the second is a quest to grasp your depth. Stoic wisdom teaches us that true allure is much more than outward appearance. As expressed in Seneca's words, "The light of a soul cannot be seen with the eyes, but the eyes that see it never remain the same." If people look at you again, it shows that you are a spiritual attraction. They are trying to discover not only physical beauty, but also existential beauty. Just like when a landscape is enchanting at first sight, but when looked at again, its depths are even more captivating. Your presence creates this effect in the souls of people. 9. Intense feelings are harbored toward you. If many people have intense feelings toward you, it shows that your presence is not ordinary. Those who admire you greatly and those who keep their distance might be reacting for the same reason. Your presence has stirred something within their inner worlds. People usually remain neutral in an ordinary encounter, but something they find or feel missing in you evokes strong emotions. This indicates that your attractiveness is not only physical, but also stems from the spiritual depth you leave on others. A strong presence always creates strong emotions around it. In a friend group or at work, you might notice that some people show excessive admiration, while others try to remain distant. This could be because they do not know how to build a connection with you, or it may reveal their internal insecurities or suppressed feelings. It may create admiration mixed with respect or trigger insecurities that make them want to stay away. In either case, these reactions prove that you are not an ordinary person and that you leave a deep impression on those around you. This situation is like a stone thrown into the sea, causing the water to move. Your presence stirs the inner worlds of those around you. You can create different waves in everyone. Some may enjoy and move with the wave, while others may feel a resistance to the disturbance. But remember that both reactions are reflections of your power. From a Stoic perspective, as Marcus Aurelius said, the depth of the soul is not understood on the surface, but in the waves it creates around it. The intense emotions people feel toward you are proof of your impressive presence and the power of your soul. The journey of self-discovery is much deeper than the reflections you see in others' eyes. True attraction comes not from surface details, but from a harmony born of the depths of the soul. The small signs you receive from the people around you every day remind you that you are a bigger presence than you think. Remember that every glance, every word, and every action the world presents to you is a reflection of your inner strength. Notice these signs, learn from them, and don't be afraid to reinvent yourself. Life is like a constantly changing mirror, As you look into it, you see your true face.